Hello, everyone, and welcome to Date Night with the Lunas or Luna tonight on BFAM 109.6. It's Monday, July 5th, and today we were going to talk about our weekend adventures. I think I'm going to stick with that, but I'm also going to put a little tab in there that earlier we talked about men in the lifestyle, specifically single men, and it could be for coupled men, but advice on that because and I guess no, it should be advice for everyone in the lifestyle because there's things you should and should not do in the lifestyle. Not basically kind of like we'll call it etiquette on there. But our weekend adventures really did go interesting because I spent the weekend in New Orleans. And even though it's post-COVID, that city is coming back. It's definitely not at 100%. And we were there from Thursday morning all the way to Sunday. And we did leave before seeing the Will Smith explosion of fireworks because they canceled the fireworks. And then apparently Will Smith is filming over there. So he decided, when you're Will Smith or just someone with that much money, screw it, I want fireworks. Donated like $100 and some odd thousand, which is great because the city couldn't do the fireworks. And then went ahead and just got it working. So, oh, hello there. How are you?
Good. Just 2 minutes late. That's all. Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
Mister, I can't. I'll do my best. If you want, I could leave, so that way you could do the show all by yourself, because that's what you wanted.
Oh, I never want to do it by myself.
Yeah, well, that's what the text messages you kept sending me. It's like, that's okay. I could do this show all by myself. I'm like, okay.
Well, you were very hungry, it seems like. So.
Well, and then no, I just wanted to make sure we had dinner after the show. So we've been pretty busy, and we haven't gone grocery shopping, so we have no food.
That's true.
God forbid if I actually have to have food in the house.
So we'd like to thank our sponsor, Fairville University. We're actually going to be doing some classes coming up this month with Fairville University. And one of them is, let's see, where do we got? We got something coming up this month. Do you remember what our class is?
Relationship flavors on the 22nd.
Oh, wait, no, it's actually penis owners.
Oh,
we're working on a new class specifically for penis owners this month. So it is going to be a penis focus class for the owner portion of it. So tune in, go ahead and go to fairvilla.com/education. And check that one out. So we'll be back in just a moment talking about our weekend adventures here on Date Night with the Lunas on BFAM 109.6. Right now it's pointing at the ceiling, it looks like. And we're back. So we're talking once again about our weekend adventures. And we were in New Orleans, and we actually did some fun. Well, normally we do fun stuff. We were with our vanilla friends.
Well, they're not kind of vanilla. They're what do you call it? BDSM lifestyle. So
that's true. That's true. But we had a fun time. We actually stood in a bed and breakfast, which I will say Uber had some issues. To say the least. It kept
busy weekend.
Well, it kept trying to get us picked up in places that were not. It gave us a driver that was borderline. Well, my question to her was, so how many days have you had your driver's license?
Yeah.
She scared the living shit out of me.
Of you, I think of the entire, everybody on the car ride, because we were all scared shitless that we were all going to die. It's like, you're making it sound like this is all you. And I'm like, okay, fine. If it's all you, I'll just go scurry out.
Are you okay?
I'm asking you if you're okay, because you're in this kind of mood.
Really? I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting here for you. So what else happened over this weekend? Because we got there on Thursday. We stood till Sunday. I said we left before the Will Smith fireworks.
Yeah.
But we started off by doing shopping, which is a great thing to do in New Orleans.
Yep, a lot of crazy boutiques things. It's just because our bed and breakfast wasn't ready until 2 o'clock. That I think that's the only downfall with bed and breakfast. If you have like an early flight, we had like a 6 a.m. flight, and we got in to New Orleans like about 7:30. So by the time we got all our bags and luggage and got to our friends' hotels, it was like 8:30, and we're like, ah, crap. So there was like no way our bed and breakfast was going to be ready. So we had to kill some time. We went to a couple of the places they wanted to eat. The first one was not very impressed.
Oh yes, that was a.
I mean, the biscuit was good, but the food itself, because I just wanted like a patty and biscuit, and that thing was salty as shit. I mean,
I think all the food in New Orleans was salty.
yeah, I did because I could tell by my body would like I get swollen up and then my legs. It is true because I could tell the difference, and it was just like and I couldn't really wear flip flops in New Orleans because it was constantly wet and raining the entire time, and I just have a thing about having my feet wet.
Well, at one point, okay, so that was, let's see, what do we do Thursday? Thursday we ate there.
And then
we went shopping.
Uh-huh.
You bought, I got hats. It is so hard to find hats, and I'm not talking condoms this time. I'm actually talking hats.
Yeah.
Leather top hats, 1920s caps.
Yeah, you got 3 hats.
Shit you wear.
Yeah, you got 3.
Yeah, and there was a lot of sexy dresses out there.
Yep. Kennedale. And then we went to Merle's, Emerald Lagasse's new restaurant. And oh my God, the food was so heavenly there. I just wish we could have brought it back home and eat the leftovers because we got so much food. And the paella, I am a sucker for a good paella. It was delicious, nice and fresh. So,
although we tried to go and get Cafe du Mas, beignets and coffee. My God, it looked like a half-hour line because they're no longer letting people sit and order them. You actually have to wait in line, get them, and then go sit down.
Yeah.
So it was a little messy.
Yeah, well, no, they just canceled the table service, but again, it's because of COVID, and they're still trying to get back. I mean, the city looked like it was getting back to normal. There were still some places that were requiring masks, some places that didn't. So it was just kind of on and off. I know every time we got into the Uber, we always had to wear a face mask with the Ubers.
Honestly, even the flights weren't bad.
No.
We did fly Southwest, but the wearing the mask is definitely a pain in the ass because you got to wear them at the airport.
Yeah, you're in the airport the whole time. But yeah, the flight wasn't too bad because it's like a direct flight from Orlando, New Orleans. It's about an hour and a half, so which is pretty cool.
It was short.
Yeah, it was really short. You know, it's like one of those, like when we were coming back, we started Godzilla the minute we got into our seat. I was like, oh, they got the air. So started the movie until like when we finally landed. So that was like 2 hours. So that was like the pre-boarding and disembarking, or I think cruise line when they say that.
I think that disembarking still works.
Yeah, it's disembarking there. So,
but Friday was our alone day.
Yes,
our supposed fun day.
Our fun day solo with ourselves. So like the couples went their separate ways.
So we got to be naughty.
Yes, we did. Ish. Yeah, because we went to Colette's. It was our first time. It was Pantyless Friday.
Well, let's start back.
What?
We were at a bed and breakfast, and the bed and breakfast told us to go on the ferry ride so you can see the city and check out Adler's Point?
Algiers Point.
Algiers, that's it.
Algiers Point, which is a cute little town.
We got on it. It was raining. We got off. It stopped raining. Mm-hmm. We found a bar. We went in for food. They don't serve food, but it did have a TARDIS outside. So that did attract us. After that, we went ahead to try to find another place, got a little lost walking, and got caught in a massive downpour.
Enough that we had to stop and shop for new clothes.
Once we got back on the ferry, got back to New Orleans, then had to go ahead and find the mall, which wasn't far, but then had to walk through the mall to find clothes for both of us.
Right.
And I think that's the point where I found a Cafe du Mas, and I binged on hot coffee to warm us up. You got some cute dresses.
Yeah, I did. I guess
Of all places, what is it?
Forever 21's always my favorite shop to get those cute dresses.
So made it back home eventually.
Yeah.
And then what happened? That's it. Okay. So we ended up at Colette, I guess about 9:30.
9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay, just Manny. Yeah.
Hey there.
And what do you call it? We got there. Well, we were lucky that our Uber driver knew where it was, because that if you don't know the building, it's a very discreet building. There's nothing advertising saying it's Colette's. It just has the address, black doors. That's it.
What if on occasion there's one doorman standing outside?
There's 3 people standing out there.
Yes, but later on there was only one.
Yeah.
So it's very unknown. But it's funny because our Uber driver was all like, "Oh, Colette's, we have swingers in the car," and he starts talking about it. I'm like, "Oh, cool. So when's the last time you went there?" 2012. I went in 2012. I'm like, so 9 years ago. You, my friend, tried it once, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Any which way, and he had a black Kia Soul, so I'm like, yes, I like riding in a black Soul car.
We're riding in a black Soul.
Dark Soul.
Wasn't it black?
It was black. I was just making fun of it.
But again, in New Orleans, going to a swing club. There's irony there somewhere.
Trying to figure it out there.
So we ended up going into the club. Now, by the way, okay, it's 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom floor, we came in and explained this is our first time here. So
not in the lifestyle. Just
yeah, they interpreted to us that, oh, you've never been to a swing club before. I'm like, no. This is our first time in New Orleans.
2 Colettes. It was our first time to Colettes.
Right. Yeah. So we did get this cute little, she was like 5'1".
Yeah.
She was a cute little shorty.
Yeah, she was.
And I'm trying to remember her name.
Tabitha. How can you forget?
That's right. The witch. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So we ended up getting a little tour, not much.
Yeah, no, but she really gypped us, because I saw like the other girls really showed the other folks. But I guess because we were seasoned lifestyles and not newbies. But
we did give her a rundown because she is coming to Orlando.
Yeah, Central Florida.
She was going to go to Trapeze, which is like 3 hours away.
Right, which is not bad. I like Trapeze.
True, but we did turn her on to a club which is local, especially since she's just getting away for a day.
Right.
It just seemed something closer.
So we just told her about Secrets Resort, and so she could go and hang out because she's coming in town for her daughter's wedding. So that's why.
Don't you love it? You know you're a dedicated swinger when you're coming in town for your daughter's wedding and trying to figure out how you can get away to a swing club for a day.
I need some adult time there. It's like we always need adult time, especially with our child. So
after that, we went to the bar to get a drink. We forgot. Oh, by the way,
it's a BYOB.
You bring a bottle. They'll hold it for you at the bar, and they have mixers. You don't have to bring Coke and stuff like that. But we forgot that, so we ended up drinking just Coke Zero or Diet Coke.
No, Coke Zero.
But within a few minutes, literally, of us getting there, we were approached by a gentleman. Who started talking and said, "Would you like to come sit down and meet my wife?" So we're like in New Orleans. This goes quick. So we go over and we sit down, and she's attractive. He was cute.
He was
good.
Yeah, I mean, they were old. They were 50-ish, 50 plus-ish. Yeah.
They were in their 50s.
Yeah, definitely like that. Yeah, no, definitely.
Very attractive.
She told me she was what do you call it? A nurse for a plastic surgeon for 35 years. So
okay, so she's had the bits nipped, and such
kind of deal and that stuff. But also during New Orleans, I did have my head and neck covered. So since it was Colette's, I couldn't really wear a hat, so I just wrapped my scarf on top of my head because I am prone to demon possession, not demon possessions, but ghost possessions there. And I was so proud because I did take good care of myself. There was only one instance that we almost had a situation, but it was avoided.
We'll get into that one in a bit. I don't want to jump the gun on that one.
Okay, in that way. So technically I kind of look more Indian, Pakistani kind of.
You definitely look Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern.
Even
okay,
I was going to say you looked very Middle Eastern.
Because I had my head wrap, my neck wrap. But again, it is to protect the intuitive psychic medium side of me. And so that's where I was at Colette with a cute little black dress with no panties, and no bra. So because it was pantyless, so I said, okay, fine.
That was the event. It was Pantyless Thursday.
Plus, it saved us $30. It says if you showed up without panties, you save $30. I'm like, okay, cool. So,
I'll show up without underwear for $30.
I know. It's like, yeah, because it was like for one night couple on a Friday, it was $100. But if you did like the pantyless, show up like either a dress or a skirt, then you save $30. I'm like, okay, I will do that. So this, couple, they bring us over. Was it North Carolina or Tennessee?
No, they were from North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina.
And again, we're not going to be using names. We respect the people we're with.
To tell you the truth, I don't remember their names.
But they started off so interesting. And again,
yes.
Okay, we're on vacation, which means we're not going to talk about we're not going to talk about the podcast. We're not going to talk about what we do because we don't want a therapy session. We want to fuck.
We want to fuck.
We want to find people and we want to have fun with them. We want to get naked. So we're on the couch. By the way, the first floor was really nice. It had like a little lounge room, a bar area, and then a dance floor, and in the back were the bathroom. So that was just the first floor. Mm-hmm. So we're hanging out, we're talking with them. And I thought it was going really quite well.
I thought so too. I thought for sure they were going to invite us upstairs to the playrooms.
I was getting ready to invite them, and then they let us know that they don't do full swap. They're really here for the girls to play and the guys to watch, which I'm not opposed to, but...
Well, I think they told us that after they heard our resume of play.
Well, no.
Because we did, because we introduced ourselves, like we met in the lifestyle. We have been in the lifestyle together for 11 years. You've been in it for 13. I've been in it for 20 some. So we already knew a lot of stuff that we like and dislike, cordial, like consent, also we always disclose right off the top that we're both bi.
But that's not a requirement.
It's not a requirement, but we know that is, for some people, it's, what would you call it? A discourager?
Some people have insecurities about that.
Yeah.
I swear I've never pulled anyone under the bed and had my way with them unconsensually.
Or started sucking dick unconsensually. I was just like, or making somebody suck your dick, unconsensually.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
You just grab their head and just put it on your cock.
But that's teeth. That would make me feel bad because what if they bite?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's why we did talk, like all of our experiences. And then we also talked about the other clubs that we've been to.
Yeah. So they disclosed that they were only soft swap. So we talked another few minutes. And we're actually, since we're on vacation, this isn't work. Mm-mm. We decided to say, thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and explore the club. So we left them. Now, by the way, we met them at the end. And it was very cordial again, very nice to meet you. And they're fine as friends. It's just, it was a little disappointment when you're looking for a certain thing in the area where that certain thing should be and you find something else. So it wasn't a bait and switch. It was just one of those, okay, fine.
I guess it was a bait and switch. That was just me.
So now we go upstairs.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, it was like, yeah, because she's, like I said, a nurse for a plastic surgeon. So one of their hangups was the they, them. The pronouns.
Oh, yes.
We had a whole conversation and, she felt very uncomfortable and she didn't know what to say. And I'm like, just start the conversation is what is your preferred pronouns? And after that, everything just drops down and then they feel confident and secure and comfortable with you because you respected them enough to ask, what is your preferred pronouns? And she's like, I've never thought about that. And I'm like, and you've been doing this for 35 years. God forbid you've made someone feel like crap because you did not acknowledge that they needed to, that because they felt very offended.
Well, no, they just didn't know how to deal with it, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
I know you understand because there's several times you're like, I don't mean to offend, but what do I do?
Right.
And it's a new situation. We understand that. But in all honesty, if you're having problems with someone who's transgendered, just ask.
Yeah.
They will appreciate it being asked, and that's it. It doesn't need to get more complicated than that. You don't have to go research on Google and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just say, what do you prefer to be called? And if they say
prefer pronouns.
If I prefer she, and Daisy or whatever the word is, just go with that. And, you know, it's imagine if a guy comes in, you know him as John, and he says, I changed my name to Bob. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm Bob today.
Right. It's just like I said, just be polite, be respectful, ask what's your preferred pronouns. That's all. But then we also talked about the anal sex, and that's where the guy got like
He did.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, he didn't understand anal sex.
No, he
He
didn't.
said he had gotten a prostate massage years ago and was still on the fence of whether he liked it or not.
Yeah, but it was okay for the women to have anal sex, but not the guys. That's what got me. I'm
Well,
like, no, because that's the way he was
right,
like,
but there's a
yeah,
lot of that. And I'm
yeah,
not judging it. I mean,
no,
we live in a society where it's kind of a thing, but um I mean, I didn't have a problem with them. They
right,
were nice enough to say, I don't mean to offend, but I have questions. Can you answer them? And
right,
that was after you kind of let them know about the podcast and the certifications, the whatnot. So it kind of became a that. But we said good for them, and we went upstairs.
right.
Now, upstairs, pros and cons. Pros, they had an awesome lounge upstairs.
It looked kind of like a library from the UK. You know, the nice leather couches, the wood walls with the books. I was looking for like the cognac and the cigars, that kind of environment.
I'm
I
guessing
like,
it's leather because its fabric would soak up the fluids.
yeah,
But like it wasn't like IKEA leather. It
no,
was nice,
nice leather.
nice
You know,
furniture.
we're talking $2,000 chair, like couch was leather.
So we saw that, and then we saw a door over to the side, and we went in and took a look. It was a theater style with 3 sets of rows of chairs
Mhm.
and some 1990s porn going on.
I could have sworn it was 70s. I saw a bush.
There was some bush in there.
There's 70s.
It did throw me.
Yeah.
It did. No, it wasn't 70s because it was still.
Are you sure?
Well, we were there for 3 or 4 hours. So there
Right.
was different porn playing.
Okay.
A lot of it, maybe there should have been some maybe a little 70s. It wasn't what
good
I'd
porn.
call great. Like I wasn't going to sit down there and get aroused and play with you.
Yeah.
I could have sat down there and went, "Wow, that shit's a thing." Was that a thing? Did I do that in the 90s?
You know, I think it could have been something in the 90s like that.
Yeah.
It could have. I don't know. It was just, and I think
So-
it was American porn because
No, it was definitely American porn.
Yeah, because European porn is much better than that.
Well,
Yeah.
it is until they start talking and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what they're saying. So again, we're going over the pros and the cons. The cons is they need to update their porn library. So, by the way, the place is much longer, as many places are in Toronto, in New Orleans, than wide. So we go up to the second floor. You go up the long staircase. There's 9-foot ceilings everywhere, which was great. And now that we're up on the second floor, we went through the first 2 rooms, and there's a hallway which kind of spawns off, and there's also curtains sometimes and little rooms on either side with playrooms.
Mhm.
The problem was now it's probably 10:30 at this point.
Yeah.
When we went upstairs.
Yep.
And there was already 5 single guys in. By the way, when you go upstairs, we understand it's a smaller place. But normally when we go to a playroom, you disrobe, put your stuff in a locker, and go in.
Right, and yeah, most of the clubs that we've been to, that's the norm. It's like you get to the little check to get your locker, take your clothes off, either put a towel on, lingerie, or a robe, and then you go into the playrooms. But then the playrooms is kind of separate. Like one side is for couples only and maybe single females, and then the other side is open to the general public, quote unquote.
This wasn't like that. There was just playrooms on either side of the hallway.
Looks like
and at the end of the hallway was the bathrooms.
Yeah, where the towels were.
That's true too. The towels were down towards the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But so the first time we went up, and again, this is 10:30, so it's quite early, like the beginning of the swing club.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I counted 5 single guys just standing there. And at one point, I let you walk ahead of me,
mm-hmm.
and I just watched, and every eye was focused on you, which you're my beautiful wife. I appreciate all the eyes on you. However, it was
creepy.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with.
Creepy.
So we didn't stay. We actually went back downstairs,
mm-hmm.
didn't we?
No, I think we went back to the lounge area to talk to just chill and relax.
Oh, that's when we met Texan.
Texas, yes. And there were two couples, and they already swapped partners just sitting on the couch. So, but you have to realize we're used to playrooms where you're supposed to be naked. So it was like everyone was fully dressed. So it was kind of odd to a certain extent for me because we're supposed to be naked.
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't that bad for me.
Right.
But think if they had a carpet with 4 sofas around it, and the sofas fit usually 3 people each.
Mhm.
And we were sitting on the back wall, me and you, like this.
Right.
On that wall was, we're just going to call him the Texan, older gentleman, and not his partner.
Iowa. I think they were from Iowa. We'll
The
just
other
say
parts.
Iowa. So.
And then on the other couch to my right
Texas
was
woman and Iowa man.
Now the Texas woman, damn, she was fine, and she
was-
had a lot of adjustments.
I think
Oh,
she
man.
was a gilf. I could swear she's a gilf.
I would have said MILF.
No, she was a gilf. I could tell in the face that she was much older than us.
She was hot.
She was hot.
And
That's
no.
why I said grandma loved to fuck. Okay.
And
that's
the
what
other
a gilf
one,
is.
Okay, yes, they did all say they had grandkids.
They had grandkids. And
The older couple.
Yeah,
the other couple didn't. The other couple was younger.
The Texan couple had grandkids in college. The Iowa couple's kids were in college.
Right. So same as us.
Right. Exactly. So
Now the
that's why I said
Iowa, the female part of the Iowa couple, she was cute.
Oh yeah, I thought they were all cute.
Now,
I would,
At times they would go to the bathroom or get a drink or something. The girls were flirting and playing, and they did ask. I liked how the Texan wife came over and kissed the other girl on the neck, and then asked if that was okay for more, and she said, "Of course." And they went further on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was all about that. I was all like, okay, we have people that are in the lifestyle that know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
And
we were trying to chat with them. We weren't trying to play with them. We were trying to chat with them. So we got into good conversations about children and to this because Texan was a farmer. And his farm hands, of course, are all Mexicans. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, okay, he might think he's offending me. And I'm like, I'm used to this. I'm used to these kind of old folks, I like to call it, because it's a different generation.
It was older, and he was referring to, he should have, instead of saying workers, he was saying Mexicans, because all his workers are Mexican on the farm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I kind of looked over at you to see if you were okay with this. You seemed to be okay. I said, let's keep going. But it was a guy and 2 girls sat over to our left now,
Mm-hmm.
and they started going off on our own, but their conversation with the Texans kind of went off somewhere, which sometimes happens. And then we commented and talked for a few minutes with these girls, but they weren't super interested.
Yeah, they ignored
and then
us,
the Texan and that whole couple got up and left, and they actually went out, and I realized later they sat at another couch over there, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't interested. They wanted to have their own privacy. Don't ever get upset at rejection in the lifestyle. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a rejection. They just wanted something more pseudo quiet. Honestly, that's where they did go.
And they were talking before us.
Right.
So I had no problem with them. Oh, the 4 of them want a thing, and they don't want another couple involved. That's cool.
Yep.
We weren't upset about that. So a few minutes later, because we were still sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
another couple sat down. And we started talking with them.
Are we talking the Miami couple?
Yes.
Okay, the Miami couple, yes.
So we're still in the same room upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that went really well.
We thought so too. It did. It did. Just did not end up in playtime.
Well,
because they were actually fairly new together. For them, they said they were fairly new together because they were together for 2.5 years. The gentleman was 7 years married and previously in the lifestyle, and they were a gorgeous, attractive couple.
Oh yeah, both of them.
The gentleman was black, and the reason we do that because we had these drunken fools come in. I felt so bad for the husband because he couldn't control his drunken wife.
Well, what I found was one couple came in and they sat directly across from us, and 2 of them sat, and then another couple came in and a woman sat, and then the guy kind of started on the side and then wiggled his butt down to push the wife over.
Yep. That happens way too many times with a drunk partner.
And I thought things were fine until the woman at the end, and I'm just going to call her Blondie, started off in the most stereotypical, oh my God, you must have a huge dick. And we're like,
oh no. You missed that. You're going to dominate everyone. You're here to dominate people. I was starting to feel uncomfortable for him. It was just like, holy shit, what the fuck are you saying, lady?
Again, the couple next to us, they were dressed fine.
Yeah.
Like, he was dressed better than me. I'm even going to say that. He looked great. Now this woman does this, so we kind of look at each other. And they said, do you want to, I forget, someone said, oh, we're going to get a drink. And I just said, do you mind if we join you? And they said, no, come.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got up, and the moment we got up, oh my God, I didn't mean to offend you. You should not leave. And just drunk off her fucking ass.
Yeah, yes. Did she even pull out the BBC term? Yes, she did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she did. That's why
my God.
The husband was embarrassed and trying to control
He was
him.
trying.
He was trying.
Honey, no, it's...
Honey. It was short of putting his hand on her mouth. I'm like, she needed the muzzle. I was just like, oh, yes. I can't stand that person using that term either. It was just like, seriously. No.
I normally would stop at this point, but we're going to keep going.
Yeah, no, it was just like, look, to me, I'll be honest, okay? The first time I was really introduced to that as a fetish was Naughty in New Orleans 2019.
It wasn't a personal fetish there. They had different rooms. So they had a bi room, they had a tantra room, they had an orgy room, and they had a black man room. And I went, a what?
A black man room. Yeah.
So do I need to be a black man to get in there? Well, no, you can watch. But the whole point of that room is to... Yeah, no break. We're going on this one. Just switch to the second half of the sponsor.
Yeah. Story is really good. Yeah, it was just like, yeah. Having split mocha. You haven't experienced. Look, it's not really my preference. I don't like it, but to me, to actually have a whole room dedicated with 25 Adonis black men there, just so people could fetishize. Well, I'm sorry, that was a fetish.
We're not yucking on anyone's junk.
I'm not yucking on it. No, I never.
But
I outsource, but no, I never.
Literally, we found this is at Naughty, and we do love Naughty.
Yes.
There was a group that screened and was organized by black men to satisfy this.
Yes.
So to join that, you needed to be a single black man that wanted to sleep with white women.
Right.
And I'm like,
and
okay, interesting.
Yeah, and they actually vetted because they had an app.
Yes.
They had an app.
They had an app. This is like huge.
And that's just why I'm like, oh, what was with TJ? I don't know who TJ is. Is objectifying.
I don't remember. And again, we're not yucking on it. It's very cool.
It's one of the educational experiences I had.
Look,
let's put it that way.
I'm in an interracial marriage.
Which took them 2 years to figure out.
Because I consider women to be beautiful women, I don't think in colors. By the way,
he's colorblind.
I'm legally colorblind.
So, yeah.
So, when we hook up, actually this year, we actually hooked up with another interracial couple. She was black. I had a wonderful time. We've hooked up with other couples where the man was black and you had a great time.
Right.
We've never actually hooked up with a black couple. No, but that's not, it's not because we're avoiding it. It's just, it's never fallen in our lap.
Right. And it's like, and honestly, chocolate's not really my favorite flavor on it. But again, that's my personal and nothing against it. It's just me. I don't know. Maybe I need some psychology, but no, it's just, but I will respect people, and it's just like respect my preferences on it.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the story. Before we set on the story, before I completely forget, I want to talk about the Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. Go ahead and check them out. hormonesandwellness.com. We've both been on hormone therapy now for over 2 years. I've been over 2 years. You've been over a year.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If you want to watch the videos, check out our story. They're going to be our sponsors for the second half. But this is getting too goddamn interesting, so we're going to keep going.
Yeah. And we're just still on Friday night, with Colette's there.
So we're upstairs. The crazy, drunk, racist woman makes her comments.
Exactly.
We leave with this couple, go downstairs, and the girls go ahead of time. You two went and started talking. I stood back with the guy and I felt so guilty. I said, dude, I am so sorry this happened to you. I know I'm not the cause of it, but I feel like I'm sorry
I need to
anyway that it
apologize.
happened. I felt that bad for what she was doing to him.
Oh, I know. I felt
And he
horrible.
started talking to me, and I think I patted him on the back once or twice. I know there was like some physical contact, and again, we knew we had told him we were bi, but again, not a requirement by any means. I don't know. The reason I'm saying this is we went downstairs. They asked us if we wanted to do a shot with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, you go to the bar. They ask which bottle you have. They pull up the bottle of tequila, which is my brand of tequila.
Right.
And we pour the shots. We get the limes. We do the whole thing. Okay. We're like, we're ready. And they're like, okay, we're going to go dancing. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
No, that's
Bye.
fine.
Yeah.
I maybe I misinterpreted it. They go dancing. We hang back in the corner. We stood there a while. They did come back, and we don't want to stare. We don't want to make eye contact and make them feel uncomfortable. We had exchanged information earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but they wanted to go off and do their own thing. Again, that's rejection. Don't get upset. I'm like, no, we're cool.
It was fine. I mean, we
We're
went
good.
there. It was our first time, no expectations, just going to hang out, a good time. But the thing that I was really a Debbie Downer was all the single males. There was
Yeah.
a lot of them there, and they had like 10 playrooms. And every playroom there was a single male standing out there, just waiting for a tap in. Honestly, that's what it looked like. And if it was like any other swinger club, they would probably been with their clothes off, jerking off.
So
that was the only thing.
My advice, again, for single guys like that, they're doing in a club, don't hang out in the playroom. That's way too forward. That's way too desperate. Come down, hang out at the bar, talk with people. You're much more likely to strike up a conversation, say, okay, this guy's safe. He's not a creeper, and then get invited upstairs.
And don't just automatically touch.
I was single for 2 years in a lifestyle, and the first time when I went, yes, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. It's going to be sex. And I found out very quickly this isn't the case. So what I started to do is going, and I actually asked a lot of times for the organizers if they needed help. And it was really funny because there was the parties, they got raided, which sometimes happens. There was a couple, I wish I could find them, because they started calling me and asking, hey, you coming by tonight? Okay, cool. And I would go down, and sometimes they'd introduce me to other women and other couples. Sometimes I wouldn't, but regardless, I didn't have it set in my head that I'm getting laid tonight. So I had a wonderful time. And the truth is, I had some really great sex with some great couples and made some great friends out there.
Mm-hmm.
But now we hung out for a while. We did a few drinks. Unfortunately, except for the shot, the drinks were Diet Coke or Coke Zero. We went back upstairs because we said, one more time, we're going to try this. And we went upstairs, walked into that nice loungy room that we appreciated so much. It reminded me of like a jazz club.
More of a cigar club for me.
A cigar club, yeah.
Yeah, because of the leather seats and the wood furnishings and the books. So, yeah. What happened the moment we walked into that room? We heard Drunk Blonde. And we're like, turn around. Shit, we're out of here. And it was just like, and then all the single males just looking into the like the playrooms and stalking and waiting for that tap in, like, come on in, it was like, it was just and to me it just seemed more even creepier because they still had their clothes on and they were just kind of rubbing their junk. Yeah, they were kind of just sitting there with their hand on the outside of their jeans rubbing, and I'm like, or holding it. Yeah, it was just like, and you know what? I'm just like, gross. Like, okay, one more thing. Yeah. If you're going to go to a swing club as a single guy, don't be creepy. Don't be creepy. Button down or some type of nicer shirt. Don't come in torn jeans and an Anthrax t-shirt. You didn't get the attention in high school you wanted. You're not going to get it now, goddammit. Or flip-flops. There's a guy in there with flip-flops, which I was pretty surprised. Okay. We got a comment here about single guys at swing clubs creepy. They don't have to be. They don't. If you go to swing club, hang out at the bar. Hang out in the lounge. Don't hang out right outside the playrooms. You know, that screams desperation. Oh, that was totally desperation. A lot of those. I was just like, even when they were even hanging out at the couches when you were coming up the stairs. Because I had a couple of like, heys. I'm like, don't you dare hey me. Maybe a hello, how's it going? Not the creepy hi.
Catcalling doesn't work. Yeah, great. Most guys sabotage themselves. I completely agree with that, Kink.
Yes. So we came up with this brilliant idea of coming up with a class to take care.
Oh, yes.
We did. It was your idea.
We're thinking of putting together a class
for single male etiquette.
Well, yeah, it's how to get, how to navigate a string up. 100% dress good and smell.
Good.
Oh, yes, smell good. If you
Good.
just came off the construction site after a 12-hour shift, going to the swing club isn't going to fucking work.
Yes. When you try less, more will come. Absolutely. Since late heavy said.
Thank you.
What you're talking? Oh, we're just talking about these date night with the LUNAS is always our adventures of the weekends of what we have come. So that's why. So
okay, I agree. Someone said one problem: they have egos. Egos is the biggest problem. Egos is why wars are waged, and egos is why a lot of guys are frustrated and don't get laid and don't have a partner in their lives. Drop the fucking ego.
Exactly. I like this one. It's simple. I always ask, would you do that if she was out at a bar? It was like, yes, just have a freaking conversation. Complete sentences.
Wars are made in the minds of men.
Exactly.
We're talking to scholars over here.
Yeah,
I'm loving all this.
Yeah, SDC. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just like,
we're still not done, because after going upstairs, we walked through the playrooms. We explored a little bit more. We were followed by guys from room to room almost. We decided, I gave you the look. Okay, we're good. We talked with 2 couples. We didn't get laid. No big deal, by the way.
Right.
I'm going home with a beautiful woman. So we left. We went downstairs and we go outside the club. By the way, the staff out there is amazing because they were very concerned. Did you have a good time? Do you have any questions? Were there any problems? The Colette staff was great. The only thing I'm going to say, advice, if anyone from Colette is listening, is limit your single guys. Put a thing on there that maybe for every 10 couples, 1 single guy gets in. That's reasonable.
I think so, but
there was but by the end of the night, there were 10 single guys hanging out, and the place really isn't that big.
Well, I think there was even more than that, because it was like there was 10 rooms and there was always like 1 single guy at front of the rooms waiting to tap in. And then there was the bar, because then they were strolling down there. So I would say at least 15 single guys there, and it wasn't that many couples. Secrets has limited to 10 single guys, and there has been some debate on it, because some people don't think that's 10 guys. So
I don't. Yeah, we haven't been since they did that.
No,
so
it was just while we were on vacation.
Okay, I think that's a great idea, because we've been to other swing clubs where it was that way. Or I know a lot of clubs will have no single guy nights.
Yes, Sunday nights is usually like couples nights only, and they don't even allow single females. It's just couples. I like that.
I hate to tap in, guys. Put
in your own work for play. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
If you want to know more about it, keep your eye out on our Instagram account, because I am going to put a class together, a little workshop on how to be single in the lifestyle for men.
I think we should also have a little carry-on booklet. Here you go. Here's the etiquette rules. It's like, I think definitely.
What I feel like is that maybe a little booklet that looks like something out of the Time Authority.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh no. Okay,
there's some pocket booklets that we saw at the World War II Museum that I think will fit perfectly.
That was it. They had a little cartoon book this big on how to abandon ship, and it had cartoons in it, and we're like, this is kind of weird. If you're abandoning ship, you don't want to. Okay, they use cartoons to teach.
Oh people. Definitely. Many single guys make money. Colette was charging $150 for a single guy
and $70 for a couple.
And
right.
Well, all depends on the 100. We'll just say 100.
100 for a couple. So single guys are obviously a lot more.
Yeah, it was 150, and I think a single female was $50. $50 for a single female.
That's why they're called unicorns.
Right, but some clubs charge single females $25. So that's why I'm like, yeah, clubs can charge them whatever. But it was just, I think there should be a screening process and a vetting process. Like, if you're going to come to this club, I want you to take this single guy etiquette course. I think that should be a requirement.
See, the thing is, we had a suggestion. Someone said they prefer house parties. I do. It all depends on the organizers. Raise it to 200. I think guys are willing to pay anything for sex.
Guys are willing to pay. Yes,
especially if they think that's the only way they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go downstairs. Let's pick up the story,
Mhm.
and we sit outside. And you pull up an Uber.
Yes.
She's in charge of transportation.
I'm the travel agent.
So
Period.
she pulls it up, and we turn around, and there's a woman, a couple there, and we had seen them inside. I thought they were cute. We just never got a chance to talk.
Yeah.
It just never worked out. However, they made some comment, and I commented on what they said. Next thing I know, we're talking, and at least me and her were getting the eyes.
Right.
Me and her were like totally like, yes, we need to play.
Yeah.
She was cute.
Yeah, they were both cute. It was just like, but even like the staff of Colette joined into the conversation because we were like, there was too many single guys. And then we came to find out that this is the only Colette that's always done that has that many single guys. So I know there's 4 other locations. There's a Houston, a Dallas.
That's what I just brought up.
Colette's locations, I think. So I was a little disappointed on that. A little disappointed there was no food. Sorry, Trapeze got me spoiled with the food because you need the post-sex munchies.
Okay, so
but
here's
it's
the
New
thing.
Orleans. There's food on every corner, and it's open 24 hours.
That is true. We didn't have to go far for food.
Yeah.
But there is a Colette in Dallas, New Orleans, Houston, and Austin. And now that I'm looking through them, my God, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, they're all different.
Each one's completely different. We're not putting down the club. Would we return? Yes, but I would prefer to return on a night. Maybe a Saturday or something.
I don't know. We'll see how the night in New Orleans.
Yes.
They have a night that they have a shuttle that goes back and forth between the hotel and then it could be like you said, not many couples, no food. Sounds like they need the single guys to pay the bills. Yep.
Maybe.
Do. Yeah, they kind of do.
Now here's the thing though. Again, we've been to clubs all over the country. And there are places where once you get out of the club and you usually get out 2 to 4 a.m. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So something like down in Miami, some of those clubs at 3 a.m. start serving breakfast, which is amazing. Buttermilk pancakes after a great orgy is fantastic.
Omelets, hash browns.
Yeah. However, in New Orleans, though, all the places, most of them are open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Even with the end of COVID now. Oh, no, a few of them were closing early.
No.
There were a few places that closed at like 5. We're like, what the hell? But it was carb up. Yes. Always
carb up, especially afterwards there. So yes, that was our adventures in Colette's on Friday night, and then,
so we ended up. I'm gonna say by 3 o'clock we're home.
Yeah.
We had sex. We fell asleep in the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
So that was good. The next day was a day with our friends.
Right.
Which involved breakfast, Mama's.
Oh yeah,
Mama's 45-minute wait. By the way, raining.
Yeah, my corset. We went shopping for my.
Oh yeah, we went coffee.
Corset shopping because my normal corsetier is closed due to lack of materials. I'm like, wow, and I really want a new corset, and I got a new corset, and I got to bring it home because my girlfriend went the day before. She went on Friday, and I was like, girl, we were supposed to go together, and she's like, well, I could go again. I'm like, fine, forget it. But she had to have hers made to order, so she has to wait a couple of months, and I'm like, I get to wear it at the store.
This is hardcore waist cinching.
Yes,
I loved how it came down. Yeah, I mean, you're currently about a medium in your clothes.
Yeah, and it was a 26 corset, and my last corset that I bought was a 32, so I dropped significant weight.
My theory, during COVID, those 18 months. Either some people stood the same, and that's rare. A lot of people gained 10 or 15 pounds. She lost 35.
I lost 35. That's like, okay. I was doing something there, right? So we did that. Then we went to Mother's restaurant. Good Southern cooking. That was so delish.
Yeah.
Food. It was just a 1 hour wait. And
in the
rain, but we were undercover, like an awning. But it was one of those, like you put your name on the list and then you wait until you get called. And they all made fun of us because as soon as they called our names, we cheered like we won the lottery. We're like, yes, party at 4, yay! And everyone just started laughing at us. It's like, you don't understand. Our friends were starving. They thought they
Oh,
could
yeah.
get in like right away. And I'm like, So it's like our Uber driver told us it was going to be quite a bit. Then we did some more shopping, and then
That's right, we did.
yeah, I felt
The
bad.
rain did subside.
Yeah, a
for a
little
little
bit. Yeah, because then we had to break down and get you a little umbrella. And
Well,
then
one place. Okay, we actually went to a place that they wanted $48 for the umbrella, and I'm glad I didn't buy it
no shit.
because our friend bought some clothing, and then when she checked out, they rigged the credit card system to add on a tip. Now this is retail.
Yeah, retail.
This isn't restaurant.
Mm-mm.
They're already getting paid, and they couldn't select no tip.
Right.
Fuck that company.
So she put the lowest amount of tip was 10%. And I could tell like the cashier got annoyed, but then I got even more annoyed for my friend because it's still raining outside and they gave her a cloth bag for her purchase. And I'm like, she dropped a couple of change here. It's like, it's not like a $50 dress. Okay. It was like $350 that she dropped, and they were giving her a cloth bag in the rain. And I'm like, can you give her like a plastic bag, or even if it's a garbage bag, because it's raining out there and she just spent this much. And she was still in shock about the tip. And I'm like, if that was
Stuck
me,
up, ignorant.
If that was me, I would have just canceled the whole transaction. I'm like, sorry, if you're going to make me tip and you're not even taking care of my stuff, knowing that it's raining out there and I just dropped a pretty penny, I was like, So yeah.
We're in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, great. Okay.
So that night we did do a tour.
Yes, we did a private tour. So we've come to get spoiled that we want to do private tours anytime we're in any city.
I know it sounds stuck up, but it was cool.
But it was really cool because it was True Crimes of New Orleans. So they told us about all the criminal activities, even sex workers and brothels.
I'm going to be posting a shitload of pictures over the next 2 days.
It's like we drank at this bar called May Bailey's, which
that was fun.
It was an adorable thing. I need to get contact with them, but maybe we could do a podcast from there.
Although
for Naughty in New Orleans.
I am convinced that every building in New Orleans was once a brothel.
I think so.
Every building.
I think so too, because we've done a couple of ghost tours and other tours. Saints and Sinners tours. They also pointed.
Did you see that building? It's a church. Yeah, that was a brothel.
That was a brothel.
Did you see that bar? Yeah, that was a brothel. Did you see that outhouse? That's an outhouse. It was also a brothel.
But May Bailey's actually had the original business license, when it was an official brothel. I thought that was like
that was cool
because it was like this big parchment paper. It's not like this little piece of paper. It was like a big 12 by 24 frame. Honestly, it was pretty big, and the drinks were really cool.
Do you mind if I zip and go to our arrival at home?
Oh God, fine, okay. Because I was just trying to finish up.
Keep going.
No, that's fine. Just go. Yeah, I totally lost track now. Go for it.
So next day we go to the World War II Museum, do our stuff, whatever. Get on the plane, come home. Now it is nice that being in an airplane, looking down, watching fireworks. That was awesome.
You had the window seat. I didn't. I was watching.
I saw a few of them.
Yeah.
I know you were watching Godzilla. But we arrive, and again, it's an hour time zone. It's 11:30.
Yeah.
We're starving. So we get the car, we go, where's the nearest McDonald's? We pull into one, and there's a long line. We waited, 15, 20 minutes?
20 minutes at that
The
one.
line doesn't move.
Right.
Okay, where's the next McDonald's? Skip it. We go to the next one. We pull up.
We're 10 minutes there.
And we watch cars in front of us just abandon and leave. So we're like,
okay,
what the fuck? So this starts the thing about
a serial killer.
Perhaps there's a serial killer wiping out McDonald's staff and no one's in the drive-thru.
No. Then we get to the third McDonald's, and they're actually nice enough to tell us that their systems are down. We're like, really? Is that like all over? They're like, no, it's just us. I'm like, seriously, we just came from 2 other McDonald's and they weren't working there.
All the McDonald's are connected. So this started down the theory of this is how Skynet starts. It starts taking out the McDonald's to cause the panic and moves on from there.
Yes. So then we start going through the app and then also going through memory. I was like, okay, where's all the McDonald's? So all the 24-hour McDonald's there. Because luckily, thank you, COVID's almost over. They're coming back, all the 24-hour McDonald's. Because it's like me and the other couple have worked at Disney. So we're used to finding the 24-hour McDonald's. So we finally found a 24-hour McDonald's that was zipping. Like, it was good. And we're like, yes, it finally works. And the girl was laughing, the cashier, because we were super excited. It's like we were in and out.
Don't understand.
in less than 5 minutes. We're like,
oh, no. It was even the point where we pull up and I give her the credit card. And I'm like, your system's up, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, you don't understand. This is our 4th McDonald's. She just busted out laughing. She's like, I think they're all connected because all of them must be down. Or the serial killer.
Oh, the serial killer. We were totally with the serial killer. And then we're saying that, there's security cameras everywhere and they're just recording our plates. And, we're going to be like things. Which, okay, right now, real quick, because of this paranoia of the serial killer and our license plate being recorded on this surveillance camera, I was going to pick up dinner. That's why I was 2 minutes late. There was a cop behind me running my plates. I started panicking.
Is that why you abandoned us?
Yes! I was so panicking because I'm like, oh shit, the serial killer McDonald's surveillance video they got us. They got us.
I am going to declare that my beautiful wife here is kind of prone to conspiracy theories because she gets on an airplane and brings her passport just in case.
In Texas, it says on domestic flights, please have your passports available. I kid you not. I took a picture of that a couple years ago. So I always carry my passport. So I have my passport card. Oh, but oh God, now you made me lose track on something I was going to say in regards to this crazy event. So our flight was an hour and a half. That's it. That's how long our flight was from New Orleans to Orlando. Even up to picking up, maybe 2 hours tops with picking up the car. Remember? So
off-site parking, yep.
Off-site parking, some start to finish, 2 hours max. It took us 3 hours to get food from McDonald's. 3 freaking hours.
So we got to the airport. Let's see, the plane left at 8:45? 8:50?
No, 8:50.
So time-wise, 9:50 our time. We landed by 11:30.
Yep.
And then it took us, we didn't get home till after 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. After dropping off our friends because we carpooled. Yep.
When I got up to the window, I ordered extra food just in case this is the end of McDonald's. I said, maybe we're carrying some type of beacon with us that's wiping out all the McDonald's.
And then the husband of our couple said something and he almost lost a hand because John was about to rip up. He's like, shit.
It's like, well, maybe this what was it? It was something to the effect of, well, maybe this McDonald's will go down by the time I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm about to get food. It's been a long flight. I've had a lot of sex.
It wasn't a long flight.
Okay, it was a short flight, but I'm fucking hungry.
He was hangry. John was hangry beyond hangry. That was way too late. Exactly. It was way too fucking late there to just go around all of Orlando to find McDonald's, okay? At that point, it would have been easier to go to the Perkins and then eat, but they're not open 24 hours anymore either. And the Perkins by us is getting shut down.
Okay, first of all, after being to New Orleans and eating like little diner food, fuck Perkins. You used to be my favorite. These little diners had
Please God. You. I love Please You. That was such a cute little
St. Charles. It was off of St. Charles. We got to ride the trolley. We had an amazing time.
Oh, wait, White Castle? No, White Castle closes at 10. They're early bitches. They're not 24 hours like other locations. So yeah, that's what happened. White Castle was closed at 10 o'clock because it's even by the time we picked up the car, it was like close to 12. It was 11:45. Yeah.
It took us a while to get to the car. Yeah, because like
I said, it was 3 hours for freaking McDonald's. Oh, wow, Nashville White. Yes, I'm jealous now.
Here's the thing. White Castle in Orlando just opened. Like it's open 2 months.
No, 3.
There's still an hour wait. The first week or two, there was a 4-hour drive-in wait to get White Castle.
And 5 hours for the lobby area.
Yeah, we actually, when you need to hire, I think I counted 6 state troopers to go ahead and like off duty to monitor the place and be there so there's not a riot. Yeah, you're selling something fucking crack.
Okay. speaking of crack, we do have to say goodbye because it is now the end of our hour with Date Night with the Lunas. Next week's adventure shouldn't be as bad because John is going away, so we'll be hearing his adventures, and I'm just going to be here cleaning house and reorganizing stuff because I need to.
But in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Chicago for Exxxotica, which is a adult conference.
Yep.
And so we're going to have cam girls, porn girls, and guys.
So we'll be sliding in to do the broadcast at 2:30 because our flight gets in at 10:30 in the morning. So please forgive us.
Oh, but we'll have some great stories.
We'll have plenty of great stories for Date Night at the Lunas at 7 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining you. We hope to see you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Should we say goodbye?
We did say goodbye.
We did say goodbye.
Now we just
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I think it's the X yet.